Its dinner, that annual event that hosts journalists, hundreds of people, really into the thousands as well. Of course, normally the president, and the president was there tonight. We know he wasn't harmed. We heard from him earlier. But Sumi, just walk us through some of the details we heard there that stood out to you.
Yeah, several things stood out to me. So, of course, as you said, the fact that this was a suspect who was not struck by gunfire, that he was not known to Washington, D.C. police, and that he was, according to preliminary information, and that's how the police put it there, that he was a guest at the hotel. And that is really interesting, Carl, because something to know about the Washington Hilton that hosts this event every year is it is a functioning hotel. That means there are guests checking in and out, despite the fact that this Correspondents Association dinner takes place, despite the fact that you have the president, the vice president, and members of his cabinet. And the way that they handle this is that, on the main floor, you still have guests and all of the hotel guests checking in and out, but then the floors below is where the dinner takes place, and that's the first time you go through security. And so that could mean, according to the police, as you said there, that the suspect here indeed was perhaps a guest in the hotel, and that way was able to enter the hotel. But of course, it will raise a lot of questions as to, is this hotel going to be secure enough in the future to be able to host such a large event? All questions, of course, that they will be looking at, and just how he was able to access that checkpoint that we saw him running through in that video.
Yeah, and according to the chief of police, the Metropolitan Police here in Washington, D.C., the suspect will be arraigned on Monday on firearms and assault charges. We're now learning from CBS News the name of the suspect, Cole Allen, a 31-year-old from Torrance, California. So we're learning a lot there from that latest press conference there from local officials. We do have Jason Pack with us. He's a retired FBI supervisory special agent. He's also an expert on crisis communications. He's been standing by with us. Thank you so much for being with us here tonight on BBC News. I want to bring you in and just first of all get your reaction to some of the details we're learning about the suspect. And I think, first of all, to ask, apparently what we're hearing there was that he was staying in the hotel where this event took place. I think, that's really a significant detail right now in this investigation going forward.
That's right, Carl. A lot of rich detail actually coming out of the press conference there with the mayor, the police chief, the FBI assistant director in charge there. And what we found is that the guy was staying there. So I think you heard the chief mention that they're securing that room that they believe he's staying in. They're getting a search warrant for that room there. I also believe out in the Los Angeles Field Division that the agents there, along with the Secret Service, are securing warrants for locations where he may have resided. Questions that you have that come up. How did he get there? Did he fly? Did he drive? Did he rent a car? All of these things are questions that are be important to the investigation. They're also going to be creating a timeline of his movements, starting probably weeks before, and then trying to interview and get pieces of evidence to put on that timeline to see how he got there. They're going to review video from the hotel to see exactly where his movements were. So there is a lot of work to do here. I know we're only a couple of hours into this event, but really they've come a long way. And it was truly remarkable, Carl, to see that video posted that we've just seen. Agents, Secret Service agents stand post regularly, the Metropolitan Police, Secret Service, FBI, they all work together weekly. There's things going on in D.C. all the time, as you know. They're pros at this, and so I can imagine, the agents staying post day after day after day, nothing really ever happens, and then to see a person running with a shotgun in that level of a ballroom kind of probably seems surreal.
Jason, we're looking at that video now. Just can you walk us through? You've watched it. What stood out to you, and what kind of just paint us a picture of what we're seeing through your eyes?
Yeah, so you see right before the suspect runs full speed in a sprint through the lower level there toward the ballroom, you see pretty calm agents, police officers standing there, and then you see the suspect run through, and then you see that training kick in, right? Like, this is not a drill. This is the real thing. You see the agents draw their weapons, and they open fire